Maybe you've heard the expression rep by pop before. It means representation by population. Representation by population and proportional representation both mean the same thing. This principle is used to determine how many elected members will sit in the Legislative Assembly. Just so you know, members of the Legislative Assembly discuss, propose, and vote on laws. They sit. They make decisions from their seats. That's what sitting means. So, like I was saying, according to proportional representation, the number of members sitting in the Legislative Assembly depends on the number of people who live in a territory. More people means more elected members. Fewer people means fewer elected members. Let's use two classes as an example. There are 15 students in one class and 30 in the other. Without proportional representation, each class elects one member. One classroom equals one member. But things change if we apply the principle of proportional representation. In this case, it's no longer one member elected from each class. Instead, the number of students determines the number of elected members. We could decide that one member is elected for every 15 students. Well, that changes everything. The class with 15 students will elect one member, and the class with 30 students will elect two members. Where does this principle fit into Canadian history? Hop on board and let's travel back in time. After the Act of Union, each region in Canada had 42 members elected to the Legislative Assembly to represent its interests, even though the population of Lower Canada was much higher than that of Upper Canada. At that time, the population of Lower Canada wanted to implement proportional representation. I get them. There were more of them in the territory. Think about it. More people in the territory equals more members in the Legislative Assembly. More members in the Legislative Assembly equals a higher chance that their bills will be accepted. Of course, the people of Upper Canada objected because there were fewer of them. I get them too. Fewer members in the Legislative Assembly equals less chance that their bills will be passed. But, surprise! Early in the 1850s, the population in Upper Canada grew larger than the population in Lower Canada. So, guess what happened next? Yup. Now Upper Canada wanted to implement proportional representation, and Lower Canada was against it. Regardless of what everybody wanted, it wasn't until 1867, when the Canadian Confederation was formed by the BNA Act, that proportional representation was truly applied in Canada. From then on, the number of seats awarded to each province was determined by the number of inhabitants.